Hi Capricorns, welcome to Souls Intersect. I have your July of 2016 general reading. I'm going to make this about 10 minutes, and the reason is that I'm planning to put out a love and relationship reading towards the middle of July. If you're interested in getting a private reading, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and book through my website, and I'll put the link for that in the description to this video. I'm also going to put a link to a sample past life reading that I did. I've gotten to do quite a few of past life readings, and I'm finding that clients are really benefiting from it. So if you want to learn more about that, I'd encourage you to watch the video, or you can also read more about it on my site. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you here is, for some of you, I feel that there has been some isolation or loneliness happening for you. And as a result, and also because of a desire for fulfillment, you are missing being in a relationship, or possibly missing a certain relationship, or hoping for one to come. And I see you really focused on that. So the way that it's coming, the way that I'm feeling the energy of especially these three cards on the left, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Hermit, is that you're coming out of this period of isolation. And so for some of you, it feels like a lot of you watching this then are probably single or in some sort of separation, and possibly have lost someone and have been feeling lonely and are really missing being in a relationship. And again, for some of you, that's someone specific, and for some of you, it's just wanting that in general and eager for a future union with someone, which is completely understandable. What's interesting, though, is that I feel that there's more support for you to remember this period that you've been through, and it feels like the answer to any possible loneliness or anxiety around that you're having right now is in something that you've experienced during this prior period. So let me see if I can explain that a little bit better. I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles as, I feel that there's still some work that needs to be done. For some of you, it feels like it has to do with finances or a work issue, a work-related issue, something that is not quite in balance. And it feels like it's something that came up for you during this period where you were possibly more isolated, during this time that you've been single. Some sort of lesson being learned at that time. It also feels like there may have been some support for you during that time that is still a key for you in this need or longing that you're feeling for emotional fulfillment from a relationship. That could be a person for some of you. Your back is to it. I'm seeing for you in this reading as the Queen of Cups because of the energy that I'm picking up about this desire for emotional fulfillment. And your back is to these two cards, but you're definitely being called upon to remember what you've been through, and that actually the answer may be there. So again, the Six of Cups feels like, the Six of Pentacles feels like it could be an actual person, someone who offered you support during this time. And one message I'm getting is that you're being encouraged to continue to get support from that person about this other issue. So this could actually be a counselor or a spiritual teacher. And it feels like it's something that you have ceased doing, like maybe you're not Maybe you were speaking to someone about some issues that you were going through but are not anymore, or aren't very focused on it, and you're being called upon to resume getting that support from that person. So that is one message. The other message is that someone who it was supportive, it could have been a friend, it may actually be someone who's a decent match for you. And it might not be what you're expecting. You might not be seeing it right now. I see, again, your back is to it and you're actually focused on, what I'm getting with seeing you focused on the Two of Cups there is this, you're focused on more of an ideal, and you may be actually missing out on someone who might not be exactly what you're expecting, but is actually a really good match for you and someone that you could be happy with. It's possible that that person is a Virgo, because of the Hermit card. But I definitely feel like it's someone that you met going through a certain period, and it does feel like a single period, a period of isolation, a period of healing from something else in the past. It's not here, the Three of Swords, but I'm seeing it flashing in my mind. And so I do feel like for a lot of you there was a heartbreak and then a long period of being single or separated, being on your own. And so that's where some of that isolation comes in, and you having gotten support. And the Six of Pentacles here could also be having experienced some divorce proceedings or something along those lines. So, and it could have been something around that. So someone that was helping you during that period of time, not necessarily a lawyer, but someone that you interacted with who offered you support is someone that can still offer you support now. So you're being called upon to seek that out again. Definitely a counselor for some people. I'm still hearing that. But the other thing that I want to say is that seeing the Queen of Cups focused on this. So again, one thing, it was just wanting a union. Another thing was wanting too much of an ideal. And the third thing I'm getting is actually being fixated on a couple, an actual other couple. So it feels like for some of you there could have been a betrayal, and this person who you were with, possibly married to, is with someone else. Maybe got together with someone else sooner than you did. And you're still kind of focused on that. It might not be conscious, it might be a little subconscious. But I would say if that's the case for you, if that resonates at all, it's part of the reason that what you're really deep down desiring isn't quite coming into the picture yet. And I'm literally seeing you being asked to turn around, to look back at the things that you've learned during this time that you've been on your own, and to gather the energy and the healing from what support you felt. And it could also be support from guides, from guidance, from the universe, from someone who's actually not of this earth. So the people, spirits around you, or your spirit guides who were helping you through this period. To turn back in, you may need a little bit more time on your own, and to return to those comforting feelings, because it feels like you might not quite be ready yet, but it's not a matter of, well, you need to be isolated again for a long time. It just feels more like you need to turn around and remember what you've learned during this period. It feels like it could even be fairly quick. And again, I mentioned that there actually could be someone from that period who you could connect with again. So it doesn't have to be entirely lonely, but it does feel like it could be quick. It's just like going back and doing an assessment of what you learned, so that you're more aware of and more conscious of what strength you have with you and what it is that you probably should be looking for, and to immerse yourself in healing that you received, and it was all work that you did yourself. and to really love yourself for that. And I think that that's something that a lot of you need to experience before moving forward into a new relationship. But it feels like if you can do it, it's something that can actually happen fairly quickly. So I'm going to end this here. It was definitely about a romantic theme, but it's also very much focused on yourself. So we'll see what comes up in the love and romance reading in July. All right, thank you, Capricorns.